So hello, Dirk. Thank you for joining us today and for sharing your insight with the Sustainable Procurement Pledge Ambassadors Group. And please introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi Oliver. I'm Dirk the CPO of Covestro. Covestro is a company in high-performing materials that end up in a zillion of applications in the car industry, electronic industry, in very sustainable applications. Think of wind turbines, the blades of it, the painting that goes on the mast. And think of polycarbonate as a material used in lightweighting vehicles. Even the battery case is of polycarbonate. So just to give you an impression of what Covestro is all about.
Okay. And your own background is, have you been at Covestro for many years?
The last 5 years. Before that, more than 25 years in fast-moving consumer goods, a small company called Unilever, and enjoyed that tremendously. And now in such a different industry where you also see the huge impact on more sustainable solutions that we can deliver. Yeah.
Excellent. So you've lived and breathed sustainability for more than just a few years.
Definitely.
What would be your, how do you treat sustainable procurement? What does it mean to you?
Well, what it means to me is, first of all, that you treat everyone in the network with respect, and that you expect your suppliers to treat everyone with the right respect. So living up to the right kind of social circumstances, living up to environmental aspects that need to be addressed. But also, and that is, I think, the big change now, and very interesting change, having circular economy in mind, that as procurement we need to rethink our feedstock, and our materials that we use as a feedstock actually should be waste. Waste is a very valuable feedstock if you think about it, because now being in chemistry, I understand really what carbon is all about. I mean, it's a key component in everything that you make. And if that ends up in end products, it's great to be able to reuse it. Now, that needs some cleverness to recapture that, but then use that carbon that we have wasted as a feedstock to produce new materials. That is clever, and that is where we really need to get to a big mindset change.
Okay, and that's procurement adding value back to the business beyond just cost, of course, as well.
Definitely.
In terms of procurement professionals in the ambassadors community that are wanting to get more sustainability initiatives off the ground, that don't necessarily have a business where it's in their DNA, or a CPO is enlightened, perhaps as yourselves, what would be your sort of 2 or 3 pieces of advice for procurement professionals wanting to get sustainability projects off the ground? What are the do's and don'ts?
Well, I would be surprised if there would be a lack of awareness of what's happening around us. I mean, we're sitting in tropical temperatures here in Northern Europe for a number of days already, and it's not at the end of it yet. So something is happening to our climate. We see the results of it. But it starts with really awareness. Are we aware of what's happening to this world? And therefore, what we as procurement professionals can contribute to that. How can we have a positive impact to it? Now, if you want to get others with you and your ideas, etc., then put yourself in the shoes of that other person. Is it a stakeholder? Is it a colleague in the business? But think like that colleague would think. What is important for them? In the end, what's important for your customer or for the customer of your customer? And translate that back to key impact that you can have, key actions that you can take to have a positive influence there.
Okay. And any other thoughts about, from your experiences of sustainability projects, are there any things that people should watch out for and should avoid doing, perhaps? Any mistakes that can be made in your experience?
I think everything you do in this space is new to a business that we run in a traditional way. I mean, think of even renewable energy. We talk about it very easily. We talk about solar and wind as alternatives. But let's be honest, we are used to buy oil and gas based kind of input. So it's very new to a company to even get their mind into renewable energy. It comes with different risks, new risks, not necessarily bigger or smaller risks, but it comes with new risks that a company needs to deal with. And that takes effort, also for a procurement professional to work with often your finance colleagues to understand those new kind of risks, but then get everyone excited to really move the needle and move into the area of renewable energy, just as an example.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Dirk. I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome.